So last week, the House passed the SAVE Act. And one of the aspects of this bill, when it becomes law, because it will become law, let's be real, checks and balances are gone, is that people whose IDs don't match their birth certificates will be required to show a valid passport in order to vote. This obviously affects women and minorities disproportionately, and some of you might be thinking, Samwise, who cares? Just get a passport. Well, passports typically cost about $200, give or take, and depending on the state you're in, it can be surprisingly difficult to obtain in a country where a majority of its citizens still don't have a passport at all. And $200 might not sound like a lot to some of you, but lest we forget that here in the wealthiest nation on earth, 63% of people would not be able to afford a surprise $500 expense. This bill is a voter suppression law. Simple as that. And here's the thing, this isn't new. The US has a long history of restricting the right to vote, especially for marginalized people. Let me hit you with some examples. Poll taxes. Poor black and white voters in the South were forced to pay fees to vote. If you couldn't afford it, you couldn't vote. Literacy tests. Used to disenfranchise black voters and immigrants. You had to pass a test, graded by racist officials, just to cast your ballot. Voter ID laws, marketed as election security. They exclude the elderly, students, and low-income people who can't easily access government IDs. Now, the SAVE Act is just a part of that same legacy. It's not about security. It's about gatekeeping democracy, and it hits women, trans people, and poor communities the hardest. Now, I don't have much hope for the future, but the fact that they are trying to suppress voter rights does show in a way that voting still does matter. So I guess there's some hope in that.